So, um, let's dive into this story about Seattle's rainfall getting more intense with climate
Yeah,
change and how that's really raising some concerns about flooding and landslides.
right. It sounds like climate change is literally making the skies get heavier, yeah?
Exactly. It's like um, the report from Climate Central shows that since 1970, many U.S. cities have seen their hourly rainfall intensity go up by an average of 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And in Seattle specifically, it's about a 6% increase.
6%, huh? That might not sound like a huge jump at first, but I guess when it comes to flooding risks, even a small change can be significant, right?
Absolutely, yep. It's not just about the numbers, it's about how that extra water, even if it's just 6%, gets squeezed into the same amount of time. That means each hour it rains, there's more water pouring down.
Yeah. So they actually calculated this by dividing the total annual rainfall by the number of hours it rained? That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yes, um, exactly. They use NOAA's weather station data to do this math. So each hour it actually rains, it turns out to be more intense
Mm-hmm.
now.
I wonder though, do you think this increased intensity is solely due to more moisture in warmer air? Could there be other factors at play?
Well, the report clearly credits it to human driven climate change. Warmer air can hold more moisture, which then leads to these intense downpours. Sure, there might be local variations, but the overall
Yeah,
pattern is pretty clear.
I get that, but don't you think there's room for further research? Perhaps a local twist might also help understand, like, urban factors that exacerbate the situation?
That's a fair point. Urban factors certainly add another layer of complexity. However, the primary takeaway is that this intensification of rain is a clear signal of climate change, and it's already affecting cities like Seattle.
Right. It's kind of like when you have a sponge and you add a bit extra water, it just can't absorb it all, and then it starts overflowing. Does that analogy hold here?
Yeah, it's like um, the infrastructure gets overwhelmed because it's designed for what was once normal. Now, with more intense rain, even if it's not more rain overall, it can strain things like drainage systems, which might lead to more frequent flooding.
Absolutely. That makes sense. And this isn't just a Seattle issue, right? It seems to be a broader pattern in nearly 90% of the locations analyzed.
Exactly. It's a nationwide signal. While Seattle had a 6% uptick, other places saw bigger jumps. And that tells us something critical. The whole system is changing because of climate change, not just isolated areas.
Mm-hmm. This really puts into perspective how serious the impacts of climate change can be, even in everyday occurrences like rain. It's almost like we're living through a shift in the basic rules of weather.
Absolutely, it's a wake up call that our environments and infrastructure need to adapt to these new norms. And it pushes us to think hard about investing in resilient systems for the future.
Right on. Indeed, it seems that understanding these statistics and trends could be crucial for city planning and public safety measures moving forward.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that even something as everyday as a rainstorm is intertwined with bigger issues like climate change and urban planning.
Thanks for breaking that down. It really helps put these numbers and trends into a more relatable context.